The Supreme Court, in a narrow 5-4 decision, has permitted the Trump administration to proceed with cutting $783 million in NIH research grants. These are primarily tied to diversity, equity, and inclusion, gender identity, and related studies. The affected grants covered a broad range of work, including studies in breast cancer, Alzheimer's, HIV prevention, vaccine hesitancy, mental health, and public health areas that affect marginalized communities. Advocacy groups warn that canceling these grants midstream disrupts ongoing research and could significantly harm public health outcomes.
Thoughts from Dr. Timothy Johnson, former longtime ABC News medical reporter and founding editor of the Harvard Medical School Health Letter.
Over the course of my long career in medical journalism, I had the great privilege of getting to know many of the leading medical researchers in this country. They were typically people of great integrity who had dedicated themselves to the often frustrating and tedious task of painstaking research to find new cures and preventions for important medical problems. And the bottom line for many of them was that without government support, they could never have achieved the discoveries that have helped us all. Which is why I am stunned by a recent report that states the Trump administration's National Institutes of Health has stopped payments on grants totaling more than $1.8 billion for nearly 700 specific medical research projects. This sledgehammer approach will cause terrible damage to many outstanding research programs, and it will destroy the careers of many young medical scientists just starting their research.
The court's majority ruled the dispute should proceed in the Court of Federal Claims, which handles financial claims rather in district court. The court did not reinstate broader parts of the lower court's ruling that declared the agency's DEI guidance unlawful. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson fiercely criticized the ruling, calling it harmful to vital biomedical research. She warned that it sets a precedent allowing harmful policies to take effect via the court's emergency docket without full review. Chief Justice John Roberts and other liberal justices also dissented, highlighting concern over due process and oversight. Since February 2025, over 1,700 NIH grants were canceled in response to executive orders targeting DEI and gender ideology. Legal challenges and temporary court blocks had temporarily halted some cuts, but this ruling allows the administration to move ahead while litigation continues. Researchers warn the decision could derail multi-year medical projects, disrupt lab personnel budgets, and delay critical scientific discoveries. The cuts add to a broader pattern. Scientists argue that these proposed reductions in government funding will weaken U.S. global leadership in innovation and public health. Cuts like these may sound abstract, but it's not just the labs and scientists who lose. It's everyday Americans. The research fuels breakthroughs in cancer, Alzheimer's, vaccines, and mental health care. Without steady funding, projects stall, discoveries get delayed, and the cost of care rises. In the end, it means slower cures, fewer medical options, and a heavier burden on patients and families across the country. We need research, and the reason why you subsidize it from the government is that the money isn't always available in public and private markets. It just isn't profitable. Let me know your thoughts.